Hey everyone, welcome back to more Warhammer Quest. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So we have another story mission we're going to be doing today. So for this town over here, Vor something off, we've got the Trouble with Halflings, which is a recommended level 2. We sort of came around to this town. We sort of started further up, came over, down, and now here. Probably, I'm assuming Stirland. Yeah, it seems like we're going this way. I'd kind of like to do all the Stirland before we move on, but I'm not sure. So that's Averland, but it's very close. So I wonder if, like, it doesn't tell me where I should go next, but we might head out here to Wolfsbach. Streitzen looks like it's across the river, so that's probably in Averland. Reichland's over there. Yeah, it's weird because there's only a few over here. We've done that. There's something out there. Maybe we'll get access to at a later date. Maybe we have to go up that way. Go to Wolfsbach and then maybe up that way? I'm not sure. But yeah, I think the river's the border. So we'll try to stick and see if that's kind of the way it goes and like stay in Stirland first and then move on, or if it wants us to move around, because we can just freely go over here to Averheim. But anyway, we're over here. We've got the Trouble with Halflings. Let's go ahead and go to it. It is lower level, so I'll probably just take out whoever I have that's got the lowest XP, kind of regardless, because we should be able to do it without any real trouble. Do have a few people that are level 4 now. So who has my lowest XP? So you're level 4, so ignore that. Let's see. I mean, we're quite low here with our Marauder. 4,400. 4,600. Yeah, it's looking like you 3. And probably the Archmage as well. We could go with the Troll Slayer if I need a bit more tanking, but we do have these two that can kind of tank for us. So we could do the Archmage. I don't have any healing with this combo, so I'll have to kind of rely on our gear. But I think we'll go ahead and do that. It's kind of our weakest players. We should be able to take it. It's a level 2. I think it was Orcs and Goblins. The Trouble with Halflings. Alright, so looking at our gear, we do have on our Marauder here some new stuff. So we do get this armor later, +1 toughness, +1 pinning. We do have some healing items on him. Got some regeneration, some extra health. So he is pretty tanky. I'd like to swap him out for a one-handed weapon because I do have a pretty good shield for him, but I haven't just found a good one-handed weapon. Right now he's rocking a two-handed big ol' axe here. We've got a pretty good weapon here on our Warrior Priest. So extra health. We got the armor here. Where he regenerates some health, extra toughness, health, strength, a little bit of healing items. I could give him something else too, actually. I've got a scroll, don't I? Yeah, I have a healing scroll too. Why not? Because he's got a couple healing items. Alright. Archmage. Not much. You got a chunk of beef and a minor healing scroll. That's kind of fine, honestly. We do have a decreased chance to be hit by melee weapons here because of this armor, some extra power. And then here, what do we have? Extra toughness as a potion, a little bit of healing option. How about I give you also some provisions? Alright, as far as special abilities go, so down here, we want to have our toughness fairly low because our weapon skill goes down if our toughness is high, but I do have something giving me toughness, which I think is this. Yeah, the Shadow Scale, but it is quite nice, gives us some regeneration. As far as abilities, if we have surprise attacks, we get ambushed, I can do an attack. I can range attack and then move after. Counterattack is there's a chance if I'm attacked and hit, and I do have increased weapon skill if I attack from behind on somebody. For Archmage, as far as spells and stuff, we do have that ward save, so a chance to avoid getting hit. We've got some defensive magic here, gives us a chance to avoid being hit. I now have kind of a blind as well as defensive. Offensive, we've got the Lance and the Arcane Unforgiving, which is everyone. Our Priest here, I do now have an Intervention, which can possibly give players additional turn, which is kind of cool. So I kind of played around with him in some side missions and trying to use this more, and it can be really good when it triggers, but it's pretty iffy when it triggers. And then we've got our Marauder. So he can go Berserk, which means he might not do anything. He might attack people next to him, so that is kind of a problem. If he does die, he will come back with 1. And we do have a stun, but this is only, I think, once per dungeon. So Where are we going? I think we're looking for a halfling that went off collecting mushrooms, something like that. I don't really want to reveal this, but we can, because my Marauder's kind of out of position. Let's go ahead and do it. Should be brave. Alright, nothing. Alright, Marauder, how far can you move? Not that far. Let's just hold up here and get everyone positioned so we can actually move up. I'll give you a little bit of a distance advantage. You have to be careful about the Marauder, because he can go berserk and just smack everyone around him, but it only will happen once he's in combat, sees enemies, that kind of thing. Right now we're safe. But I may not want to keep him as part of a big block, because he's liable to just swing his giant axe around and just smack the crap out of everybody, which, not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Now, we do have a strong chance for our prayer to be heard, so I could do the intervention and try to give extra actions, and we could go ahead and go. Like, if everyone got another action, we could just go ahead and go for it. I'm going to give it a try. We'll see. There's no downside. I can just do this once every turn, so if it hits everybody... Nope. Sigmar says no. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's start with the Marauder. I'm assuming we're going to have something here. Yeah. 6 Night Goblins, 2 Night Goblins with bows, just giant gobbo horde. I think we just wade in and start chopping. I do have a bow on him. Yeah, let's just go right into the big group here and just start swinging. We're going to save the battle shout for something a bit more dangerous down the road. That's what I like to see. And I can still take a swing at you. Engine of Destruction. Let's shoot the archer. No luck. Alright. I might go after him with you. He didn't even use an ability, so I think we'll probably do intervention, but it is weak, so it's unlikely to work. If we need it. Do have a couple swings here we can make. Nice. Actually land our hit. I could just kind of freely shoot these guys. Probably should go for further targets, actually. Let's do that. Not enough for a kill. We'll go in and make a swing. I don't think this counts as being behind him. It might have, but I'm not sure. We are on offensive magic, so we could Star Lance. We might as well. Go for the full heal guy. Let's try the intervention rather than dipping into my reserve magic or anything. Nope. Okay. Well. Do I want to burn magic here from my reserve? Not really. I think we just kind of let this guy go. He can attack us, it's fine. Animus. He did go berserk. Thankfully, we've got nobody next to him. So he does have extra attacks now. Let's move on up. We'll just chop him down. We get nothing from that. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and check the next room. We do have intervention chance, so I think that's fine. I might use it anyway just to kind of speed through. So he's kind of stuck because he did a close combat attack. Try the intervention again, see if we can do anything. Only a 1. That's too bad. I feel like this one only affects... like, has a decreased chance to affect everyone, whereas the others seem like they are almost always affect everybody. This one often seems like it just does not. I'm going to go ahead and move you up. That's all we can do. Blessing is strong again. could get the defensive magic off. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and check the stick spot. If we do have enemies, we'll try the intervention again. 3 night goblins, 4 with bows. Nope, even got our reaction strike off there because we got jumped trying to go into the room. I can move around. Do I want to do that? Yeah, we could do that. Nice, we got our death blows going. I can't see this archer. Let's go for the guys further back. Need a better bow, apparently. Alright, let's try the intervention. It is strong. Oh, we got him again. Alright. Well. What am I more likely to land? Like, if we get lucky with the death blow, we could kill 2 guys here. Then shoot you. I think I'm going to try for that. Nice. Landed both. We've got 2 arrow shots to finish you off. Or not. Alright then. So much for them. Some gold ore. Just slaughtering the crap out of everybody here with our Shadow Warrior. Alright, nobody else had movement. Yeah. If we do get ambushed, we have the Phoenix King's protection up at the moment. Counter. The room, which room? We're in 2 rooms, is strangely silent. In fact, when one of your warriors tries to speak, no voice is heard. Some kind of magical field of silence pervades the whole chamber. Not a lethal situation by any means, but it could allow enemies to attack without any warning. We're going to get ambushed. The warriors stay on their guard, but the room remains eerily quiet. No ambush this time. I think that happened in the last one. We had a bunch of orcs suddenly show up. Very low chance of intervention working now. I think we'll just hold up. Even if we got the intervention, unless it affected everybody, I wouldn't want to make a move anyway, so let's just take the time to get everybody grouped up. We could go ahead and go. It's probably fine. Or not. This might be it. Attacked Halfling captures 1 big boss, 6 night goblins, 4 with bows. That's 11 gobos. That is a lot for a little room. Nice mushroom room. Look at that. It is a big room, actually. Oh, I can't get to anybody, though. Can make a ranged attack, but it's going to be kind of weak. Go for an archer, I guess. Okay. Let's go in. We'll try to do some stabbing. Yeah, not enough. Oh, that must be the boss. Doesn't get a name. That's too bad. Nameless, faceless boss. I go for some archers in the back, I think. Got 1 at least. Too bad I couldn't get you in. We'll try for an intervention, although it is weak. Let's just kind of wade on in here and start smacking stuff. Yeah, not surprised. What are we on? Offensive magic, so we can at least zap 1 or 2 of them. I could go into reserves to get the Arcane Unforgiving. That's going to hit everybody. I do have 10. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. I think we killed 5 there, something like that. Very nice, very nice. Let's try for the intervention, although it's unlikely to work. that's everything we can do, unless I want to pop a potion or something. Nobody needs any healing. We've kind of torn through this without too much trouble. Yeah, I think we just kind of have to take it. My priest is out front. Big old chop. Not looking good for our priest. Oh, he's downed. We can get him back up with some healing items. Alright, he went berserk, but he's fine. We can still use him. Alright. Let's use... Actually, no, don't use the draft of healing, because that heals more. If you get somebody up from being down, they only come back with 1 health no matter what you give them, and then after that you can heal them. I think that was the way it worked. So I'd kind of like to use like the small bandages here. So let's move in. Use the small bandages to get him back up. Okay, failed. The haunch of meat is 6 to 7. It's a green. Yeah, let's use that. All right. Yeah, I would have sworn when it gave me the tutorial for people being down and getting them back up that they only come back with 1, but it must depend on the item you use. So he comes back. He does have his attacks. Go ahead and eat your crappy provisions. Just 1 health. That's too bad. All right, let's start with you. Giant shock. Just chopping down trees. Let's see. Go for him with your bow. Yes. Alright, Mr. Priest. Got the death blow. Follow-up hit. Smack him again. Yeah, he's got a ton of health, but this guy is fairly weak overall. Could use the scroll of healing on myself. I'm going to come down and try to go stabby on this guy, and then we'll just shoot arrows into the boss. Nice. Landed both, but he's tough enough. Not enough to kill him. We are on offensive magic, so we can just blast him, and that should finish him off. There we go. That was a very quick little mission. Not a lot of XP. Goblins apparently aren't worth very much. 1,500 for our mage, which is a bit surprising. We only got 800 up here with him, and he killed a lot. So I don't know why he got more. With the last of the greenskins slain, you notice a young halfling cowering in a corner. He's filthy, bedraggled, and covered in bruises, but otherwise seems unharmed. He tentatively introduces himself as Jasper, but you already knew that. One of your party drags him to his feet and explains they've been sent to get him by his mother. Jasper momentarily breaks free from the warrior's grip and grabs a filthy linen bag that litters the dungeon floor. He heads over to a dark, wet corner of the chamber and starts picking the fungi that thrive there. She'll kill me if we don't bring back any mushrooms. 250 gold, not a lot. Quest done, though. We'll head back to Vorkdorf. Alright, we'll head to the market, I suppose. We need to get a few things we can sell. Yeah, we could sell some other things. Nothing's really worth much. Anything of interest here? Holy water. Interesting. It's a two-handed weapon, so no. Halfling hot pot we haven't seen before. +9 toughness, that's quite good for only 300. Ring of strength, +2. Yeah, I haven't seen any of these before. Lucky Rabbit Head. Accessory. Doesn't do anything, apparently. Magic Acorn. Increased chance to hit with a melee weapon. I wonder if the text is just missing. What the heck? That's weird. Or is it a quest item or something? Nimble Finger's Sword. 5 to 7 damage, ignores toughness. Interesting. Unfortunately, I just can't afford much of this. I'd love to get this, because my ogre still has his basic crappy club. I just can't afford it. I've been spending so much money on leveling people up, just don't have any cash for anything else. So this is 1 use per dungeon, so not bad, a little minor heal. The ring's tempting, the Halfling Hot Pot is tempting as well. Plus 9 toughness is pretty massive. But I think I'm gonna skip it. So, let's see. We used some items on you. So you've got no healing items left. So I will go ahead and give you a bandage. I think we'll just leave it at that, honestly. We've got a green spot. Increased chance to hit, movement, strength. Yeah, we could do the increased chance to hit, I suppose. You still have a healing item. You still have your healing items. And then, who else did I take out? Right, our Marauder. Yeah, we burned all his healing items too. Just take a bandage, I suppose, for now. That'll have to do. Yeah, very tempting, but I need money. So I think we're gonna either head to another town or... Like, this stuff's probably level 2. It's probably nothing that great. For Ogre, pinning, and toughness, I've got a shield already. It's probably better than that. And I've been seeing quite a few of these skull caps, but I'm not interested. So I have to go through Vorden to get to Wolfsbach. So let's travel to Vorden. That was really quick, so I might do a little side mission or something if there's something interesting from Vorden. Or we might just move on. Can't afford the Fine Ogre Club. Takes almost all my money. It's about double the damage of my current Ogre Club. So that is tempting, but it's just so much money. I have found a few things in dungeons, but not a lot. So there's the things that you're guaranteed as rewards, but also sometimes things will just pop up. Anything of interest here for rewards? That's a Dwarf Axe, I think. Nope, it's a one-handed Marauder weapon. Okay, that's actually of interest because I do have the shield. 5 to 9 damage plus 2 strength. What I currently am using is 7 to 11 and is two-handed. If we got that, it's also plus 2 strength, that should do more damage, and then I can also give him the shield. I just have to drop something else here from the blue, because it'd be a blue weapon, and then I want the blue shield in here too. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. I thought, based on the design, I thought it was a Dwarven Axe. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this one, I think. It is fighting the undead. So we'll probably make use of our Witch Hunter as well. This one's actually dangerous. I have to be kind of careful at who I'm going to use. He is level 4, but I'm going to take the Witch Hunter. I pretty much only use him on undead fights. Who else do we want to use? You're super close to leveling up. Let's take you. Although that's more cash coming out of my pocket if you do level. I'd like somebody who can heal, whether it's Altair or Altathir or Herman or Otto. You're still level 3, the other two are 4, so we'll take you. And then we could go double dwarf, or we could bring our ogre. You've got less XP, so let's take our slayer. Axe of Slicing. The warriors are walking on the road once again when the magic user in the group suddenly stops. He stands bolt upright and his eyes turn into pools of dark red. The warrior starts to speak, but his voice is no longer his own. I see your fates before thy eyes, and quest I set, bonding with blood ties. Seek out the axe of slicing, a weapon I allow you to keep, but when I come for it, tears of blood and salt you will weep. Suddenly, the magic user runs from the road and into the undergrowth. The others follow, but struggle to keep up. Such is the pace set by the possessed warrior. Half-hour later, the magic user suddenly halts by a cave close to a stagnant pool and shakes his head as if waking from an incredibly deep sleep. The warrior is baffled by the events that have just passed, but is adamant that whatever force had taken control will not leave the party alone until the one-handed weapon is recovered. The adventurers arm up and enter the cave. Well, it is undead, so we do have to be a bit cautious. Can go ahead and open the room. Most likely there's going to be something in here. Let's take a look at our gear, though, for everyone that's here. So I do have a couple bombs. We've got one basic healing item. We've got multiple scrolls of healing. Finger of Death. We've got a one-use lightning as well. Got a bomb here as well, a little bit of healing, extra attacks. We did pick this up a while back, extra strength and toughness for him. And we are all set, multiple stakes, healing, we've got the burning bullets. I did see some silver bullets at one point, which do extra damage to undead, and considering I only use him against undead, it would be kind of nice to pick up, but don't have them yet. So these just do some extra burn damage for a couple turns. Still nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and open the room up and see what we've got. 8 zombies and a vampire, a regular straight-up vampire, and he's right there. Okay. I am stuck in combat. I do have my fire bombs, of course. These zombies are basic zombies, yeah. So not as bad as they could be. I really don't like being next to the vampire. I'm tempted to use the potion of toughness if we don't take him out here. Got the death blow. Follow-up hit. Very nice. Both attacks hit. Not a lot of damage. He's got 46 health. Pretty crazy. If he does damage, he does get healing back as well, which is definitely a problem. We could go in with you. Yeah, let's go right on in, I think. And I do have the Potion of Battle, which I think I'm going to use, because that one, gotta remember to hold it to see, increased melee attacks. I'm tempted to use Berserk, but I could lose all my actions for that instead, so let's not. Let's start swinging with him, and just see if we can clear out the zombies. The death blow. Excellent. Get a nice big hit there, and I still have 2 more attacks on him. Miss. Miss. Oh, that's unfortunate. Went for the extra attacks, got nothing. So I would have killed the other 2 regardless, because that was the first attack. Do I want to toss a bomb around? I mean, they are kind of grouped up back there. It's a basic fire bomb. How much damage is that? 5 to 7. Yeah, it is a basic, so we could toss it back here. Yeah, sure, why not? Just grenade them out. I do have a stake we could use to kill the vampire very quickly. Do have a good amount of magic as well. I'd like to kill the vampire before he can do anything. My magic isn't super useful unless I get right next to him as far as doing damage. More kind of healing, teleporting, that kind of stuff. I could move in, smack him, and teleport out. That's something we can do as a Grey Wizard. I don't know if it's really necessary, though. Let's come in. Make a pistol shot. Miss. Alright, if we use the stake, we've got two different stakes. Additional 10 to 20 against undead, that's for the green one. Yeah. Stake. Nice. Okay, the last one we could use our magic on. Although it doesn't do a ton of damage. Don't know if it's gonna... Well, he's only got 4 health. Well, I did 3. Alright, fine. I don't really want to dip into my reserves to do that. It's just one zombie. He's far away. Not really a problem. We'll just Bane of Undead him. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Found a Masterwork short bow. 8 to 9 damage, increased chance to hit. Huh. That we could probably use on my Marauder as his backup. Instead of what he's got, that's probably better. So that's everybody's movement. Yeah. Always kind of wait till the end instead of just popping a potion for toughness. Nobody got hurt. We didn't give the vampire a chance to do anything. We're a bit far to get this open. I think we just, let's hold up before we go into the next room. Just hope we don't get ambushed. Alright, we're good. Seven Crypt Zombies. These are the improved, and Vampire Thrall, so a weaker vampire. So he's only got 24. Not as much magic, but the zombies are much tougher. 20 health apiece, which is a pretty considerable increase. I can't position myself in a place where I've got adjacent enemies to hit. I guess we'll come to here. Don't think I can get a kill. Yeah, not enough damage. This. I might need the potion now. Do you have the fire bombs? The basic fire bomb's only 5 to 7. The large one is 11 to 15. I might actually use it here with all the zombies. And we're only going to hit 4 kind of no matter what. Go for the closer ones, I guess. Tempted to just toss them both, actually. Got 1. Yeah, these much tougher zombies are definitely a problem. Okay, go for a big hit on the Thrall. Nice. Almost killed him with 1 strike. Awesome. That's going to make this a lot easier, I think. I could probably kill him with the Bane of the Undead. Yep. Just take him out. cut this one down. Nope. Okay. Try to shoot one down. We missed the shot, and our gun jammed. I do have the Bane of the Undead, but we'll make use of some spells first. Shadow Bolt. Let's zap all them in the back. I'm gonna dip into my reserve. Hit him again. Only got one. That's too bad. Well, we can definitely kill you. And I could probably kill you. You've got 10 health left. It might work. Alright, let's leave the last one. I don't want my willpower to go down too much. We have used a lot of our consumables. Enemies at this level do get a lot tougher if we start running into these much more impressive zombies and stuff. And I think part of that is because I just haven't been able to afford to get better weapons. I'm just not able to dish out as much damage as I would like. Which is part of why we're here. Improving our weapons. That was a nice hit. Hey, look at that. Took him out. Widowflay Watcher Amulet. That one we don't really have a use for. I've got a better one. Okay. Probably there's nothing in the next room, but you never know. We're just going to hold up and wait. Nobody's hurt. We're totally good on that front. Unjammed our gun, so let's check it. Vampire and 6 giant bats. These vampires, man. Okay, I mean, I do have a magic ring we can zap him with. He's at 65 health, and I've got a Finger of Death spell. So we could definitely hit him. This isn't even the end. Just these vampires are just really nasty. Let's try chopping down some bats here. Okay, get it clear. Oh, I can't reach him. That's too bad. I was hoping I could make it to him and we could hammer him a bit and then try to finish him off. I don't know that I can kill him with like the spells and stuff I've got. We can do a Shadow Bolt. Let's do that. Take out the bats at least. The Finger of Death scroll is 15 to 30. The Lightning Fire Ring, 5 to 30. Both just kind of one-use things. So it's possible we could kill him. Especially if I shoot him. Let's try for the shot. We can also hit him with March for Judgment. Do that once without too much trouble. See what we get. Only 13 damage. It's pretty bad. We'll just do a Bane of Undead. Get 10 from that. So Finger of Death. Let's see what we can do. 26. Oh, he's got 8 health left. Yeah, let's use the Bane of Undead. Does get me shaken, but we take out the vampire before we can do anything. Unfortunately, most of our XP is going to our Witch Hunter here, which is kind of how it works with him. He usually ends up getting just a ton of extra health, or extra XP, leveling up like crazy. I could teleport over and hit the bat, but I don't really think it's that important, so we're just going to wait. Keep my reserve magic. Smacking my witch hunter. Okay, he's stuck because he did the attack. We'll move everybody else down, kind of ready to go. Did take a little bit of damage, but it's not that bad. Let him get his willpower back, too. How much are you down? Like 1 or 2 health? So let's just use the Cure Small Wounds, because even the Healing Mist might only heal 1 anyway. This one's guaranteed 1. We can do it a couple times. Okay, yep, that got him to full. Alright, you can just make it to reveal the room, but that's about it. I think we're better off waiting. I have a feeling this is probably the last room. Well, maybe not. We've only haven't gone very far, actually, so it's probably not. I feel like we've been fighting a lot. So, alright. Check it. It's not the last room. Thrall, zombies, giant bats. Well, let's start swinging. So we do have just a Thrall this time, not as dangerous as a regular vampire, so I'm not super concerned. Kind of running out of things to use against big old vampires if we run into them. Did kill him, but it wasn't a death blow. Push to toughness, we'll hold on to, we're fine. Do a Shadow Bolt. Let's zap them. Alright, we'll come in, we'll do some swings, we'll take a shot at the vampire. Alright, not great. Shoot the vampire, please. Not great also. Alright, well. Got 8 willpower. We could take out some of the zombies. But we're going to leave the vampire, unfortunately. Invocation of Nagash. He healed himself. Stab. Oh, Invocation of Nehek. Just seemed like a heal. Take a look at the journal just to see what it says. Caster intones the dread syllables handed down from Nagash himself, healing all undead units. It's actually not just him, it's all. Okay. Alright, I see. You are pinned. You're pinned. Let's see if we can at least clear a path. There we go. I tripped, so we lost the follow-up, but he's now clear. We can move around. The question is, do I want to shoot him or do I want to stab him a couple times? We do have another stake, but I'd rather save that because it's an improved one for somebody better. I think we just go in swinging. Clear a path for our Slayer to come in. Let's have you move into the room further in case we just take him out super quick. Nice, massive hit. I'd rather kill him with somebody else, though, the way this is going. Just too much XP going to the Witch Hunter. Let's give my mage a chance to finish him off. There we go. We find a two-handed greatsword. Nothing I would probably use, just sell. Finding a lot of stuff on this one, which is kind of nice. Let's just set up out of the way. We're not going to go into the next room yet. You did take a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. We've got magic, so we might as well heal it, or try to. Only got 2 there. Should only be down a couple, so let's just do... No, not Healing Mist. The Cure Small Wounds. I think we'll save the rest and we'll get into the next room. You can make it. Just a hallway. Ambush. 5 zombies, 3 giant rats. At least there's not a vampire this time. Most of them behind us, but at least we're kind of split up, so we do have a fighter in the back. So we'll start there. Death blow. Missed the follow-up. Go for the rat again. Get the death blow. Take out the zombie. Nice. Make a couple swings. Big hit. See if we can just take them all out. If we get a death blow, if we get lucky. Missed, but we can just Bane of Undead you out of existence. Pure Amethyst, very nice. But he's stuck. We can do... No, we can't. No healing. Alright, I think we just get set for the next room. Can do a little bit of healing. Just do the Healing Mist, it's fine. So maybe this is the final room. Four zombies, 3 giant bats, 1 thrall. It is not the final room. And it is another vampire. Just a thrall, though. Can you reach the vampire? You can. Excellent. Yeah, let's just try to cut down the vampire. If we get lucky, if we can land a hit. Or 2. Nice. 17 damage. Nice. Vampire Slayer right there. We could throw a spell in. Yeah, just get a couple. Try to shoot him in the corner. Missed again. I missed, I think, every single shot in this one. We'll Bane of Undead you down. Just leaves the bat. Not a huge problem. Did hit us. Massive hit there. Elven Sword, same as what we've got. 2 to 4, nothing too major. Well, we'll just do a quick heal here. And we get ambushed. 5 zombies, 3 giant spiders. Spiders are hassle because they can web us, which means we can't do anything, and then we get freely hit. Every hit automatically hits someone if you're webbed. So killing the spiders first is kind of my priority. Yeah, let's prioritize spiders. If we get a death blow, we'll hit somebody adjacent. But if we don't start on one end and carry through, we don't get them all. Let's start here. Okay. We'll wait on the pistol shot and see what we need to do. I might not even need to use the pistol, or I might not be able to if we only have these guys left. Go for the spider first. Miss. Try to go for these two. If we get a death blow, we can take them both. Excellent. I can't shoot because we're next to each other, but I could just bait him undead. Fine Saber, 7 to 9, crits cause critical chance, crits cause 3 to 5 bonus wounds. That is probably, is that better than what I've got? That's probably better than what I've got. Yes, the problem is I don't have a blue spot for anything. I guess we could drop the provisions to take the better sword. So that's 7 to 9, crit chance, 4 to 6, crit chance. Yeah. Just a slightly better upgrade what we had before. I've got green spots, but I don't have any green healing items. Got some green potions. I could take some rare provisions, possibly. Just to have a healing item, period, I will go ahead and give him that. Okay, we're just going to have to sit this out. Are you actually... No, you're at full health. It looks like. 25. Looks like there's a little bit of space there, but I could be crazy. There we go. The door to the following chamber is closed. Upon the great oak panels is a symbol, a shape etched into the wood that is undeniably a one-handed weapon. If that is not a clue to what lies beyond, then your warriors have no idea what is. Cautiously, they open the door and enter with weapons raised and spells in mid-intonations. Oh, a thrall and 10 vampire bats. That's crazy. The vampire bats are pretty weak, though. Actually, that's going to be easier than having fought a lot of this other stuff we were fighting. Let's move in and start chopping away. Tripped there, so we lost the other attacks. We can only do this once per dungeon, so we have a target. We might as well just lightning him. Enjoy that. For spells, we can Shadow Bolt and hit a whole bunch of targets. We could go for the vampire, or we could just try to clear out a bunch of bats. Let's clear out bats, maybe. It's 3. I'm going to be brave with him. We'll move up and try to help out with the bat here. Alright, good job. Nothing else of interest. You can only make it to the bat, so that's what we'll do. Now, I do have the other scroll, but he is only a thrall, so I'm not that concerned about it. And I could just Bane of Undead him over and over again and probably kill him. We'll try to go for a shot first. Another miss. And my gun jammed. Alright, I think we can Bane of Undead him. Yeah. 2 times, that's all it's going to take. So much for your vampires. If the vampires hang around, they can be really dangerous, but able to dish out enough damage barely to take them out. In general, on this run. Yeah, not a problem. I do want to avoid getting more XP for him, so we'll try with everybody else. Not that the bats are worth a lot. Alright, the relic's current owner is slain. With all the monsters dead, the warriors sheath their weapons, tired but victorious. We quickly locate the axe of slicing. It is part of a large hoard, which the adventurers, as professional treasure hunters, are happy to take as well. After all, if they don't claim it, someone or something else will. It's only 100 gold, though. We get the axe of slicing, very nice. 80 extra gold. Alright. So you can kind of see these side missions getting a lot tougher. See how crazy... Don't level up. Okay, he didn't quite level up. He's very close. We do have 2. That's 1,000 each at this point to level these guys up. Get pretty close there, too. Okay, I think we just head back to Vorden. Next time, unless there's a good side mission... If the side missions, I might do them offline. We'll head to Wolfsbach in the next one. But we'll head back, sell our stuff, see if anything crazy happens on the way. So we do have some leveling. I can't afford it. Let me sell my stuff. See what happens first. We do want to look at our gear. Okay, so what do we have? So I can give you something. Let's just give you the crappy dwarf healing item. So what you have equipped is increased ranged attacks. This is only a max wound, so that we can sell. Totally fine with that. For you, we're going to swap out a few things. What exactly, I'm not sure. So we did have the bow. So you're currently using a longbow, 5 to 7. This is ranged, 8 to 9, increased chance to hit. So we'll take that. So that we can get rid of. Take the bandage off of you. I need 2 blue spots, though, is the problem. Oh yeah, we can. We'll just get rid of that. So yeah, that's fine. The axe. Marauders and dwarves. So we could give that to one of you. 7 to 11. Yours is a 1 to 6, plus 1 strength. So it is better. What about my Slayer? He's got a good one. Yeah. Yeah, we could swap out our Ironbreaker. Because we're using a two-handed weapon anyway, so we'll switch that. So we can sell that off as well. So it makes him just a bit more tanky, having the extra health, chance to block, all that good stuff, and doing about the same amount of damage, but bow is better now. That's all fine. That's 2 healing scrolls. I don't necessarily need 2 healing scrolls. Let me take 1 off of him because I might want it on somebody else. We used all of our dwarf bombs, but that's fine. Couple crappy healing items is okay. We do have the elf stuff, and then what was this? Yeah, the greatsword we can sell. So sell, 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 sell. The elven sword probably, I think, is the same as what we've got, and then the extra saber we can sell. Bunch of items on you. 2 to 4, 2 to 4. So it's the same. Could give you something a bit more basic now because we've got that room, so let's take that off. There's the special rations I want to hold on to. No other stakes to give you, so that's fine. So yeah, we have a lot of things we can sell off. So, the longbow, sell. Amulet, we sell. Greatsword. The rune axe. Elven sword. Saber. All go away. We are going to spend a couple thousand to level people. There's some cool stuff. A one-handed weapon that does a bit more damage. So that's 9 to 13. The one that I just got for our Marauder. 5 to 9 plus 2 strength. I wonder how much I could sell this for. Just out of curiosity. Only 300. Wow, okay. I mean, I could afford it. But then I wouldn't have enough to level up both of our guys that we need to level. Yeah, let's live with what we've got. I think I'm fine with that. It's still kind of an improvement. I think I will take a lesser scroll of healing, though. Alright, let's do our training. So much money at this point. Toughness goes up, wounds go up quite a bit. No special abilities, though. And then our Grey Wizard, leveling up, he might get another spell. Bit more health, bit more power storage. Nightmare Visage. The Grey Wizard attempts to take on the form of an extremely powerful and frightening foe in the mind of the targeted enemy. 50% chance of success. If success, the enemy's chance to hit is reduced until your next turn. That's pretty mediocre, unless it's really cheap. But it's another tool we can potentially use. Yeah, not super excited by that. That's unfortunate. And we're back to the situation where I need cash. So I'll probably move on from here. I'm just going to quickly check and see if there's anything of interest. +1 power. Meh. I've already got something like this. 2 pinning, 1 toughness. I think I have something like that on my ogre already. What kind of shield do I have? 2 toughness, reduced damage. Yeah, this is way better. So yeah, in the next one, we'll move on to Wolfsbach, and we'll continue from there. Alright, this has been more Warhammer Quest. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.